Everyone, I'm Von. I'm part of the ADB's SBR team. So for this recorded online session, I will introduce the ADB SBR system and demonstrate a current iteration of a member country's ADB SBR prototype. Hopefully, this can provide the team with a bit of background about the ADB SBR system and how it typically works. So for this introduction, I will be talking about its typical workflow, its key features, technical requirements, and how it's being improved. So the ADB SBR system is part of ADB's ongoing efforts to support the creation and improvement of SBRs in the region. The ADB SBR system was specifically developed to meet the needs of each of its participating member countries. The system is designed to be fully customized, deployed, and operated by the NSO of those participating member countries on their own. Okay. So the ADB SBR system's workflow provides a mechanism to import, screen, and export records for reports generation and sampling purposes. So the system can be fully tailored according to the data screening process of the country. But typically, by default, the data reviewal and approval workflow involves distinct user roles such as encoders and supervisors. So the typical user roles or the default user roles are the encoders, which are responsible for creating, editing the individual records. They can also import records in bulk. The supervisor is also responsible for reviewal and approval of uploaded SBR data and can also generate reports by the system. The administrator role has access to the system setup and administration functions. Another role is the stakeholder, but they have limited read-only access to all approved records by the supervisor. The key features of the ADB SBR system is support for country-specific customizations. The data can be in local languages, and the interface and classifications localization can also be added. Locally relevant variables can also be customized further. Another key feature is support for country-specific classification systems like geographic location codes, industry codes, or the ISIC codes, product legal form, and other coding system required by the country. So if you have a different classification systems, it can be fully accommodated by the ADBR system settings. Another key feature is the integration with data providers through APIs, where the NSO can control the desired level of access, visibility, and business logic of their data to external entities. So you can imagine that your ADB SBR system can be accessed outside through APIs and also be sent to the data by those external entities. Another key feature is the support for generating reports on demand based on your predefined parameters and filters. Another key feature is the granular controls for users, where you can grant abilities to specific offices or specific teams within the government. So for the ADB SBR's requirements, technical requirements, it is a web application which will require a central server. It can be on-premise or on the cloud. The server is needed to host the application and the database data. So the users of the system will only need a modern web browser to access and fully utilize the ADB SBR system. So the ADB SBR system is a web-based application. It's developed with PHP 8 as its programming language. The front end is written with HTML, JavaScript, and Vue.js. The front end and the back end is coupled through Inertia.js. So this information will be relevant for your IT teams. Business enterprise records can be imported to the system by batch using JSON-based or XML-based APIs. And importantly, the CSV or Excel format data files. The NSO can input batch data using Excel as well. Okay. So depending on the country, they can have different deployment options depending on their IT infrastructure. But the most common one is the intranet, the first one, where only the NSO or other government agencies within the Office network can access the ADB SBR system. Outside users or external users won't be able to access the ADB SBR system when they're not inside the Office network due to firewall restrictions. But if your country has specific IT infrastructure, they can also take leverage of other options like the VPN, external server, or public in-house server where in addition to the office users, outside users can also access the system. That's also possible. Remote office workers. Okay. The ADBS Berry system is currently being improved based on valuable inputs from the technical workshops that we're conducting, the in-country missions and deployments of the system. And then we also get inputs from the users directly during technical training and a hands-on training of those users. Okay, and I believe that's all for the ADB SBR system introduction. Now we will be proceeding with the ADB SBR system demonstration.